Hey everyone, welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for November 25th through the 27th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this channel is about using the actual constellations in the sky known as Sidereal Astrology. If you are new, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so this weekend we are in the Balsamic Phase, which means the ending of the last lunar cycle. Good time to reflect, good time to get some alone time, maybe meditate on some things, and really be willing to let some things go. Maybe nothing in particular, but it's that kind of energy. You know, it's about letting basically the last lunar cycle go. Maybe reflecting on what we've learned the past 30 days, generally, more intuitively. And getting the R&R that is needed before the new beginnings, which will be next week on Tuesday. We're going to have a new moon in Scorpio. So with this Balsamic Phase, the moon will be in Virgo here Friday and Saturday, emphasizing the importance of personal growth, personal development. Makes it a very good weekend for those types of things, whether it's self-improvement, maybe taking care of things, organizing things. But in that way, I think with the mix of the balsamic, maybe getting the routine and stuff in order so that we do have more peaceful time, alone time, reflective time, things like that. But it could even be just getting things done. And in the process, maybe that could be the reflection and meditative stuff. So anyways, that's the moon in Virgo. The sun is still shifting into Scorpio. Pretty well set this weekend, though. So yes, definitely this focus on what really matters in life, piercing the veil, essentially. Looking at the things that truly matter to us in life and expressing ourselves in deep ways and meaningful ways with vulnerability. And that's really the key with Scorpio and Ophiuchus for that matter, with Mercury making his way well into Ophiuchus at this point. Vulnerability, because it's when we put ourselves out there, we are okay with, the weakness in all aspects of ourselves, and we just express who we are, which is the sun. That's what really helps us connect to what really matters. And in relationships, helps us, of course, connect to those relationships on a deeper level as well. But it's not easy. Scorpio is about opening things up. Ourselves, being more aware of ourselves on a deeper level, and that's the sun shining that conscious light, conscious attention. So, but the fruits are very rewarding, of course, which again goes back to connecting to what matters most in our lives. So that's the placements. This weekend, we do have a couple important aspects. We do have Venus going over Pluto on Friday. So with the moon in Virgo, still very much, I think, great for that personal growth. We do have this still very important Jupiter squaring up to Pluto. So I was talking about this in the last report, which has to do with the possibilities and potentials changing and us really needing to dive deep in order to cultivate these possibilities in our life, right? This is what Pluto's all about, diving deep, seeing if there's any fears that are preventing us from making the change that we want to see in our lives. So it's a great day, really great weekend, in fact, to make that change, to dive deep. See if there are any fears and accept the fears, right? And so once we accept them and we accept the outcome of whatever it might mean that we're afraid of or inhibited towards, once we accept that, it frees us up. And that's the power of Pluto. Now, Venus is going over Pluto on Friday, though. So there is a change to our values taking place. It's already been that way. In fact, Venus has recently gone over that galactic center. But now it's with Pluto more specifically about diving deep, again, with our values. Now, this is a neutral aspect. It's a conjunction, but it is signifying a new beginning. So again, going back to this whole Pluto thing, yes, the more willing we are to dive deep, the more willing we are to accept fears and really transform those fears. In other words, to be aware of them, accept them, but then realize they no longer have control over us once we fully accept them for how they are, for what they are. And then we're free to make the actual change we want to see, from a centered standpoint. So it's a great weekend for making change with not only those belief systems with Jupiter, but with our values, okay? The things we value, also the people we value. Venus is very much about relationships, okay? Changing our perspective there, stripping away fears that are preventing us from connecting to those in our life on that more deeper level, on that truer level. So a new chapter with that, it is going to take time. Obviously, this is a solar kind of cycle. Happens about once a year. but certainly a transformation with that. Now, Jupiter squaring up to Venus does also signify that there can be some actions to take, right? So if there are some actions that you feel like are some things you want to change, you want to initiate, maybe the square, it might be uncomfortable to do so, but really, really productive, really, really good energy to work with. So that's Friday in particular. As we get into Saturday, the moon will still be in Virgo. So this is still emphasizing, again, the refinement of life and taking care of things or whatever that might be. But we do come to a very nice aspect, Mercury trining up to Uranus. So this can be a bit of freeing energy. I think Saturday is a really good day for mixing up that routine, trying something new, something different. We could even get a bit of innovative ideas, right? Some progressive ideas, something we might be thinking outside the box or something, and maybe specifically new ideas coming into the mix. So very good for thinking, very good for communication, learning, reading, writing, all that kind of stuff. But if it is on an everyday level, yeah, maybe changing things up can be very freeing, very liberating there with the trine up to Uranus. Now, the square up to Chiron is happening at the same time. This is a bit more minor in that regard, but this is about healing. So likewise, where there is freedom, where there is transformation, where there is change, all this stuff going on, of course, there is healing that is taking place in the process. So I think all weekend long, particularly Friday and Saturday, the more open you are to healing, the more aware you are if there are any wounds that you might have, accepting them as well. Because again, it's through the acceptance that we really heal and rejuvenate. And let's not forget, Mercury is in a fucus, which is very much associated with Chiron, which is about healing. All right, and this is, again, healing our minds, healing our perspective, and even healing just the everyday routine of things and our self-improvement. So, yeah, good awareness on that can make that very constructive. Then as we get into Sunday, the moon will be going into Libra, and then we really do get into the Balsamic Phase, making it even more of an emphasis on the importance of receptivity. But this is the location of the last new moon in Libra. We're very close to Libra. And this is about balance. So I think Sunday is a really good day for finding balance in our life, seeing where we can have harmony, whether it's with our own personal life, bringing certain areas of life back into balance, or it might have to do with relationships. Again, cooperation, working with others is a really good way of working with that. The moon will be squaring up to Mars on Sunday, so extra attention on the self if you are feeling like there's a bit of impulsiveness or rashness or something in the early part. Collectively, it's not a major thing, but quite possibly. Just be aware of that, or maybe it's initiation. Maybe there's some steps you might want to take that you can will yourself to take there. But again, balance and centeredness is the name of the game with that. But the lunar aspects of the day are mostly opportunistic, and it's involving the moon sextiling Venus and Pluto, that conjunction. So I think from whatever those transformations are earlier in the weekend, again, involving those values, maybe involving those relationships or our perspective of relationships, I think as we get into Sunday with Libra, certainly a bit more of the cooperative, harmony sort of energy, and then the sextiles really do support that. All right, so that's the weekend in a nutshell. The way I would sum this up is Friday and Saturday, really good days for, again, personal growth. The moon will be in Virgo. It's about seeing what we do have control over in our lives, which is essentially ourselves, and how we do react to things in our environment. But Friday, I think a big day of change, as I think Thursday was as well. But here with our values, seeing if there are any fears, any inhibitions that are preventing us to connecting to what we really enjoy in life. And in relationships, who or in which way or how we really enjoy connecting with others. But it might require diving deep, might require, accepting some fears, but as a result can be very transformational. Then Sunday, very good for mixing it up. It can be a great day for thinking outside the box, maybe doing something new and different. It can be very stimulating. And then Sunday, a sort of culmination of those changes with our values. And then again, really getting close to that new moon, which makes it a really good day for listening and inner guidance. All right, so I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on Monday.